Tonight, greetings, fellow travelers. As the week reaches its thrilling midpoint, we are broadcasting from the mountains of West Virginia. Embrace the spirit of adventure as you join us on this daring journey through the untamed wilderness of Let's Find Out with Diego. Bonus Overdrive Wednesday.
It's time to find out with Diego. Let's go. Ooh, yeah.
On this episode of Bonus Overdrive Wednesday, our guest is a model, actress, and director who truly shines on both sides of the lens. Her latest work, The Sabilla Six, is a gripping true crime horror that delivers a crucial message about the risks of online dating and chat rooms in today's complex digital landscape. All this plus more. Please welcome our good friend, actress and director, Shannon Atkins. Shannon, my friend, welcome to Bonus Overdrive Wednesday.
Hello. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, happy to have you back on because I think right about this time, I think it's been a year from when you were on Let's Find Out, and then you were working on Sabilla Six at that time and just getting started. I think either you already started filming or you were choosing the actors or finalizing the scripts. Is that right?
Yeah, we were casting when I met you.
And that was talking about last year because we met at an event about a year and a half ago. It was Krampus, Christmas with Krampus. It's Snarly. He always puts on these great events, and
Yes.
we struck up a conversation. So, well, let's talk about you because last time on the show, and it's available on all the platforms if anybody cares to go back and listen to the episode. But we're to go over some of these things again because I know that you started as a model and then you ventured your way as an actress, but you started in a small movie, a small role. I think you started as was it a zombie?
Yes, I did. I played a zombie in Wesley Spengler's film Zero. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was unexpected because everybody's like, "Oh, you wanted to do acting for so long." I didn't. Like, I never did. I'm not one of the ones like everybody else says, "Oh, I dreamed about doing this." I never did. It wasn't something I ever thought about. Modeling, I did want to get into, and I did branch into that. But yeah, I made friends with Matt Burns. I had met him at a convention. I think it was 4-State Comic-Con. And we became friends on Facebook. And he reached out to me one day and said, "Hey, do you want to be an extra? Like, do you want to play a zombie?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun." So I went and did that. And I was like, "Oh, this isn't so bad." The makeup took forever and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. It was fun to be on a movie set and see, the different things and see how people do things. And then everything just kind of went from there. It was like 2 weeks later after I filmed my scene for Zero, Matt Burns again had reached out to me and said that he was doing an anthology called Head on the Writer's Block, and that he had one of the installments and he wanted me to play the lead.
Wow, and just like that, what a great story. It just happens you meet the right person at the right time. And you're talking about Matt. I had him on a few months ago here, and hell of a guy. I love him. He's got such knowledge about not only filmmaking but horror movies as well.
Yes, he's definitely the go-to for everything.
Yeah, and then so after that role, you started playing other roles, and then when was your first actual role when it came to, like, I'm gonna say, having more lines or being a character in a movie? Because I know you played the zombie, and everybody starts somewhere, but I think being a zombie is kind of cool, and you kind of talked about the makeup taking forever, but then you kind of transitioned into having more prominent roles, right?
Yeah, Head on the Writer's Block, like I said, I played the lead. So I played the lead female role in that for Just a Night in the Woods. And I had a lot of dialogue that I had to learn. But it was so much fun. I played opposite of Jim Crutt, Russell Sage Patrick, and Nate Nelson.
And from there, you haven't stopped because we follow each other on social, and I'm always seeing you. You're always up to something. And
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, let's talk about why we're here. And we're, like I said, we're about a year and a half or so, around a year and a few months since last we talked, and the Sabilla Six already in the can, right?
Yeah, we are in post production. We are in editing, and everything is moving along nicely.
And so, what comes after that? Because I know, and I'm not really that knowledgeable when it comes to filmmaking or the film industry, only from a podcast standpoint. Because once you record something, you got to promote these things. So, what's the plan to promote the movie? And I know we talked about this could be a premiere later on, probably in October, right?
Yes. So we are working on right now putting a teaser trailer together. We are in discussion of maybe doing a finishing funds crowdfunder. I never did an Indiegogo. I didn't do a crowdfunder for Sabilla Six. Everything for that film was straight out of my pocket and co-stars, co-workers. So I was thinking about doing possibly a finishing funds crowdfunder because we have merchandise. So I would like to sell that off.
No, we'll talk about how the listeners and our friends can get a hold of that merchandise and hopefully help you get these funds. And because I mean, I do the same thing. I have merchandise, but everything goes towards promoting the show. None of it goes to my pocket, and I'm perfectly good with that. Because when you love what you do, it's not really work. And it's once you get your product out there and people are giving you feedback, listening or watching, that's kind of just worth it.
Yeah.
Sabilla Six. Last time we had the conversation, it was one of those movies that really it's like a warning for everybody out there in today's dating environment. It's so much different than when I was growing up. Now it's everything's online, and sometimes you don't know who's at the other end of that. My daughter, she used to watch a show called Catfish, and it's interesting that I didn't even know there was such a thing like that. I know people lie about their height or how old they are and stuff, but this is completely bonkers what's going on. So with
Yeah.
Sabilla Six, what's going on with that? I think you're sending a message, you're setting the tone. What kind of message are you putting out there?
We're trying to touch on the basis of dangers. Yes, about dangers of online dating, but also like online dating, not just that, but social media. Just social media as a whole. I don't think people realize how much of your life you're really putting out there on social media and how much people have access to you. So we're just trying to, kind of get that warning out. The part of the dating, the online dating, there's a couple of situations in the film, not only my own personal experiences and not really with online dating, with dating in general, and it going very badly. And a couple of the females, a couple of the Sabilla Six, we used some of their experiences as well.
During the filming of your new film that's coming out, and this is a very interesting question, with people putting a lot of themselves into a script or filming these kind of movies, sometimes you start thinking, man, there's a lot of people out there that probably need this message or a lot of help with this. What is your take now as far, well, let me go back as we get a little ahead of myself. What are some warning signs, let's put it that way, of when somebody's talking to somebody online, not just dating, but in general, talking about people having access to your private lives? You're always promoting something, I'm always promoting something, and sometimes you have to separate your professional page from your personal page.
Yes.
So what kind of advice would you give to those, not just in the film industry or in radio, just a normal person out there putting their information? So what are some things that you can warn them about what they should and should not do?
I definitely agree. Separating your personal page from your professional page, definitely do that. I think it's just, we get so caught up in everyday stuff and we don't really think about it, and we're always out there and we're always out in the public and stuff, like just like trying to promote going to Carolina Fear Fest, or trying to do a convention, promoting, Snarly Owl's Krampus thing, and then people are like, oh, well, this is where this person's going to be.
Right.
It's very dangerous. I would say very much to really look at who you're accepting into your life when it comes to your pages.
Yes, and it's interesting. I just had my first interesting experience online on Instagram. I didn't even know you can make phone calls on Instagram. I didn't know that was a thing. That's I'm a little older now. I don't understand these things. And I know you could do them on Facebook. I didn't know Instagram. Some cat called me, started messaging me about how he wants to be my friend. So now this guy started following my wife on
Yeah.
Instagram. And it's just one of those, they look at who you're following. And I don't know what their end goal is. Maybe just to, rob you of money or something, your identity. But then I started thinking about, you're the perfect person for me to talk to this about.
Yeah. I mean, we talked before when we met when we talked a year ago and stuff. I mean, like I had a very, very odd and scary situation of trying to promote a friend's show, a band show. Nowhere did I say I was actually going to be there. I was just, trying to help get the word out that, he was playing a venue for the weekend. And I did go. My cousin and I did go, but somebody, they took a chance and showed up to see if I was there. And it could have ended very badly. I was very fortunate that people stepped in to try to de-escalate.
Yeah, I mean, it's always best to travel in groups. I never really go alone anywhere, unless with some friends or my wife. But especially, there was a time where people used to always ping each other. I am at this restaurant, or I'm here, I'm there. I'm like, man, you crazy. I wouldn't do that.
So we check in so that we can give like restaurants and theaters and stuff like that credit, but we don't check in till after we're gone.
Yes.
So for anybody listening to this, if you think you're going to show up and we're sitting there, we're not there. We've been gone for like an hour.
Good. No, that's very smart. It's the safest way to do these things, especially if you're promoting somebody else's club or a restaurant or a band. You don't want to tell them, I'm here right now. Just wait. I think that's a great strategy there. So moving on from Sabilla 6, which is there's a planned premiere in October, and I definitely would like to go there. This time, find a good parking spot over there in Waynesboro. I was given the secret map, and I'm going to use that secret map, my friend. Matt sent that over to me not long ago. A name of a movie sticks out to me. I think it's the coolest thing. I don't know why, because I've heard movies like Crocodile and Crackoon, and then I saw something you put in there. You sent me Stoner Snake. I love the name of this. What is going on with that? And I know you play. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. I'm so excited. I apologize to Daryl Hook if I get this wrong, but I did hear something that it would be out on Halloween. But that it was so much fun to do. We did it a lot like Crickfoot. We all were just given, just a little bit of a guideline, and we were allowed to run with it. And it was so much fun. So much fun.
And I know you don't want to do a spoiler or give it away. So what's the premise of Stoner Snake? I know, because you're talking about kind of like a Crickfoot thing. In my mind, I kind of know where this is going. But for the listeners that have not seen Crickfoot yet, where is this movie going?
What, Stoner Snakes?
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer? There is a trailer for Stoner Snakes.
No, it was actually, I didn't hear about it till you sent me the notes.
Oh yeah, I'll have to get you the trailer. There is a trailer for Stoner Snakes, which actually has a lot of information in it. A little more information than most trailers do, but we'll just put it as a snake just minding its own business, and somebody blows weed in its face, and it just completely changes.
That's a
It's
secondhand
going to be a
smoke from hell.
ridiculously bad good movie.
Well, that's what I like. That's why I'm here for. When somebody gives me these names of movies, I want to know what's going on here. And so, very entertaining title, and also not only are you acting, but you also now you're assistant directing on a new project called Black Sheep, correct?
Yes.
And so, how did you? Just after shooting a movie, now you're you're assistant directing another movie. like I said earlier, you don't stop. So how was this planned? How did you set this up?
So Black Sheep is Amanda Megan's baby. And of course, anybody that, has seen anything with social media, Amanda, Megan, and I are very, very good friends. We've worked on a lot of projects and stuff together. And I mean, she was my assistant director for Sabilla Six. And when she came to me and we talked about Black Sheep, she said, do you want to be behind the camera or in front of the camera? And I said, I'll be behind the camera. So that's how that came about. And we actually start shooting in, oh my gosh, a little under 3 weeks.
Wow, that's in our world, that's just like might as well be tomorrow.
I know.
In 5 minutes, right? So with the shift from acting to assistant directing and and filmmaking, how do you make that switch? What's because you have the experience and you know what to expect from the performers, but how are you making that switch? Because I think it's a whole set of different responsibilities, right?
Mm-hmm. It's different responsibilities, but it's really cool. The directing part of it, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Now, it's not easy by any means, but it's a fun take because when you are acting, you just get, your lines here and there. And that's what you're reading. Very rarely is an entire script sent out. You're just sent what, you're supposed to do. But as the director, you know the whole story. Like you know what's going to pan out. And then to see all these actors come together and bring these characters to life, it's really cool. It's really amazing.
And are you allowed to let us know a little bit about what Black Sheep is about? And the poster is amazing. I really love the poster. I put that on the coming soon. Are you coming on the show? I put that poster on. It's like, this is a really badass poster. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the movie's going to be about?
Yeah. So it is about a female trying to make it in a male-dominated world in the film industry.
All right. And kind of goes hand in hand a little bit. Not that you're going to be doing similar things like the character, but in your bio, you're talking about kind of being, I'm going to use the words correctly because I could get in a lot of trouble for saying this. Being a great example for putting the females out in the film industry and promoting their work and, and having more opportunities opened up for not only for directors, filmmakers, and actresses, but in the whole 360 scope of entertainment. So that seems to be kind of your mission right now, correct?
Yeah, because I mean, I have experiences. I know Amanda has had experiences and a couple of other people have, but it's actually very hard to be a female director in horror. You get a lot of hate for that. A lot of people, a lot of men, I'm sorry to say, that really will try to put you down and make you feel like you cannot do this.
Surprising that living in 2025 now, I think there's been a lot of progress when it comes to our male and female relations in the professional workforce or in the entertainment industry, whether it's music, movies, or just a normal job, to where we're still having these types of problems. I'm still a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
But in a way, not that it's good, but you can take all that haterade, turn it around, and then just put that energy into your films and your product. And then I kind of think it might help motivate you to even do more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does.
Shove it in their face.
I'm a stubborn person. I am somebody. I mean, you can ask my mama. Like, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, I'm going to prove you wrong immediately.
Yeah, now I have to do it because you said I couldn't. Because now I feel I have to. Within reason. I mean, I'm not, no, I'll enjoy making them angry because I did it. And I know you'll get some sort of enjoyment of that as well. So now, when is because I know you're shooting in 3 weeks. Is there an end date to where you need it to be done by? Because I don't know, like I said, about these type of things, but do you have like a window says we need to do this in 6 months because we got to move into this into that? Is there something?
We're shooting for 10 days straight.
Wow.
Probably 14 to 16 hours a day.
Well, the follow-up question to that would be, because 16 days, oh my God, look at I'm so well prepared. 16 hours a day. How do you prepare for something like that? Because we're beyond Red Bulls, we're beyond 5 hour
Mhm.
energy and coffees. How do you mentally prepare for marathon filming?
There is no real good way to prepare for that. Like there's not. It's we definitely make sure that we take breaks. We always make sure that people are comfortable, and we don't push anybody too far. I can tell you that. When it comes to me and Amanda Megan, we're not going to push you. If you are just if you're tired, if you can't, then that's fine. We'll pick it back up. We are shooting for these 10 days. That is our goal. So, and then we'll just go from there. Everybody will be fed properly and have everything that they need.
Well, because you got to take care of your people, your performers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always good. If somebody asks me to do something, if they're gonna feed me, I'm gonna give you 100% of my energy. So I know now we're talking about this marathon filmmaking, and I know you probably have plans for after that too. Are you gonna be directing something else after that? Another baby of yours?
So I will be the director on the film Not There. That is a new paranormal slasher that we start filming in November, and we will be filming in Michigan. And that is written by Josh Wynn, who is the founder of the NC-17 podcast.
All right. So from our neck of the woods to Michigan. Talk about marathon. So what's the plan on that one? Is it gonna be another 16-hour days, 10 days, 14 days?
Yep, we are shooting for 10 days.
Excellent. And I think, well, no, you're proven that you can do this. I don't know how you do it or where you find the energy, but no, that's great. With finding these locations to film, how easy is it?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Michigan has been a little more challenging because I don't know anything about Michigan. I've never been there, so I don't know anybody there. But I did have a lot of people that helped out with it, and we do have our locations, we have our lodging, we have everything that we need. So we're good to go with that. In Maryland, the PA, and West Virginia, like Virginia area and stuff, Matt Burns does a lot of that because he produces on a lot of things, and that's what a producer does. So he does the scouting on that for locations and stuff, and he's really good.
And with a little bit of a change of pace, because we're talking a movie about paranormal slasher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since, this is Bonus Overdrive Wednesday, but I'm going to ask you the questions anyway. It's more for a let's find out question.
Okay.
So, what attracted you to the paranormal part of the filmmaking? Because have you had paranormal experiences?
I've had a few. Yes, I have. I've had a few in my life. And I love paranormal films. They are actually the ones that scare me. You can give me the most bloodiest slasher film in all time. I'm fine. I'm going to lay down and go to sleep. It's not going to bother me. Paranormal stuff is the one that makes me think. It's the one that creeps me out. It's the stuff that I'm like looking around at everything after I'm done watching it. So when I read the script, I was like, oh yeah, 100%, I'm in.
In a way, we're a little like-minded on that one. I'm not as much into the blood and gore,
Mm-hmm.
but I do enjoy watching it when it's the way it's done. But the way a film is structured, if it makes sense, that's great. It's the paranormal ones that give me a little more, I don't know, head on a swivel, because if somebody breaks in my house, something like that, you can kind of take care of something like that. But
Oh
you
yeah.
can't really take care of something that, at least not so quickly, when it's paranormal and when something's pulling on your covers, or if you wind up seeing something at the edge of your bed, those kind of things you can't really prepare for.
No, not at all.
Yeah, these paranormal films, I think they're very well made, and I think now that paranormal is becoming more mainstream, I think we'll be seeing even more movies like that.
Oh, definitely.
Is there one that gives you a little more of the heebie-jeebies out of the paranormal ones?
Let's see. The Exorcist has always, I mean, that's more on the religion side, which don't get me, that freaks me out too. Regardless if you are a religious person or you're not a religious person, that stuff is just terrifying. It's just terrifying all the way around. So that one bothered me a lot the first time that I had saw it. But the the Paranormal Activity movies, those were a little creepy. Those bother me a little bit and stuff. But what did I watch recently that I thought was just really, really creepy? I'm trying to think of it. The Hell House. Have you seen the Hell House movies?
Not yet. I have a whole library of things I got to catch him watching.
Okay,
I'm behind.
So they're found footage tapes. Like they're found footage, but probably my favorite found footage movies. And they are beyond creepy. Like, I mean, just beyond creepy. And the new one is actually being filmed right now and will be out soon. But a lot of paranormal stuff happens in those, in like, a hotel that already has a really morbid history. So yeah, those freak me out. And I just rewatched all of them with my boyfriend so he could see them. And it creeped him out too. So,
well, you already sold me on it. I do have to catch up on a lot of things, and one that non-paranormal, but it's the trailer was so absurdly entertaining, not only from the creep factor, but as far as humor. This clown in a cornfield.
Oh yeah, well, clowns already freak me out anyway.
What?
And there's clowns in Hell House.
There's something about, what do they call that phobia? The clown phobia thing, agoraphobia or something.
I can't remember the name of it. I'm just traumatized. So, like, I don't think I've ever said this on a podcast ever. So you might be the first one. But so when I was little and I was at the circus with my mom, my family, my mom, like, I got separated from my mom. And when I would get scared when I was little, I would just sit down, no matter where I was, like what I was doing. I would just sit down, like put my head between my legs, and I would just wait it out. Like, that's just what I would do. So I sat down, like at the circus is where I was at. And when I lifted my head back up, I was surrounded by clowns.
Oh, hell no.
I had all these clowns taking me to this tent telling me, we'll find your mommy. We're going to find your mommy. And it was just like the most terrifying thing ever in my life.
Are we now, Mr. Giggles? Are we going to really find my mother? Or are you going to shove me in a van? Come on now.
And I was screaming. I didn't make it easy.
No, listen. I'm going to scream too. Even now as an adult. Depends on where they show up. I know there's nice clowns, and there's other clowns we found in history that, like what was that? Edward Casey, whatever his name was.
Gacy. John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy. I just watched the thing on him the other day. Yeah, so stay away from that one.
Mm-hmm.
But now, so for the listeners of Bonus Overdrive Wednesday, that they want to learn more about you, of course, and the movies you've been in, but they want to go see Sabilla Six, learn more about Sabilla Six. I know Sabilla Six has got its own Facebook page, right?
Yes, you can follow the Sabilla. It's the Sabilla Six movie.
And is there any other place you can find out more about it?
I try to promote it as much as I can on my page. I do not have Instagram or other platforms. I mean, I did have them, but then it was just, just being aggravated by the same people on different platforms. I was just like, I don't need this. So I don't. We have everything that you need to know is on the Sabilla Six movie page.
Excellent. And it's always good catching up with you. I hopefully won't go another year catching up, and because I know
Yeah.
you're gonna be doing a lot of things. I'd love to bring you back, and then maybe, oh, not maybe, we're gonna talk about what you've been doing in the next film. And my goal is to not only finally get out of the house, but I'm actually gonna go back up there in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna go watch this premiere of Sabilla Six, and I'm gonna sit down and enjoy the movie.
Yes, please. I definitely want you to come. Definitely want you guys to be there. You need to come. I will real quick say, like, we have a page for Black Sheep as well. You can follow Black Sheep. And we do have a movie page for Not There. We just started.
Awesome. I'm gonna definitely, once I get off here, start following them, and then keep up with what you're doing. Shannon, my friend, thank you for being on Bonus Overdrive Wednesday. And I said, well, let's get together later this year once you're done with the marathon filmmaking, and let's talk about what you've been doing and have a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, my friend.
All content on this broadcast is a property of Diego the Podcaster and is served directly from our servers with no modification, redirects, or rehosting. All celebrity impersonators are paid performers. The impersonated celebrities do not endorse or promote any views or opinions expressed by our guests, Diego the Podcaster, or Bonus Overdrive Wednesday. The information shared on Bonus Overdrive Wednesday is provided on an as-is basis, with no guarantees of completeness, accuracy, usefulness, or timeliness.